¿Por qué Centroamérica debería preocuparse por la presencia de China en la región?
They're not going to get in trouble back in Beijing if they're bribing a local official, or if they're breaking local rules in some way, breaking environmental rules or transparency rules or government procurement rules. It's not saying that the people in these companies are bad people, it's just saying that there's a different set of rules for them when they go to other countries. People are already frustrated about corruption, or they're already frustrated about cronyism, or they're already frustrated about the ways that politicians are making themselves rich but not benefiting other people. When a Chinese state-owned enterprise shows up, they have no problem playing according to these rules, and so it can make the problems that already exist worse.
¿Por qué algunos sectores en Estados Unidos ven la presencia china en América como una amenaza a la seguridad nacional?
But there are also people who are worried about China because they think that China is a danger to the things that we think are important, things like democracy, things like the free press, things like government accountability. But people who are worried about national security are worried about things like, China wants to put satellite listening stations in countries in the Western Hemisphere. This has happened in Argentina already. There's some rumblings they want to do it in places in Central America. I'm much more worried about the effect on democracy than I am about national security.
¿Por qué es una amenaza a la democracia en Centroamérica?
I don't think the reason you need to worry about China in the Western Hemisphere is national security or the military. I think the reason you need to worry about it is that China is totally happy to work with dictators who want to buy technology to monitor dissidents. It's totally happy to do corrupt deals with politicians who want the money to be able to do their own project. Now, I'm not trying to say here that every deal with China or every kind of trade with China is corrupt. That's not true. There's lots of good ways to trade with China that benefit both sides. But it's just a fact that China plays according to a different set of rules. And, if you're worried about transparency, accountability, just the rule of law in your country, then the people who run China are really not your allies, because that's just not important to them.
¿En países con instituciones sólidas funcionan los tratos con China comunista?
If your country already has really good journalistic institutions, if you have really strong press, if you have a strong judiciary, if you have really strong transparency, disclosure, and accountability laws, then you're much less likely to see all of these really concerning effects like reinforcing cronyism, reinforcing corruption. And so we've seen pretty significant differences in the relationship between Chile and China, for example, versus places like Venezuela and China. In Venezuela, a Chinese technology company helped to set up a national ID system that was actually used to help target dissidents and to deny them social benefits.
¿Tiene Estados Unidos una política exterior explícita que ayude a contrarrestar la presencia e influencia china en las Américas?
The US can help, but our ability to help may not be what you expect. And I think also people in Latin America need to be saying to other major democratic countries like the UK, like Germany, like France, like Australia, Denmark, Norway, Finland, Sweden, all of the big donors, you need to be actually telling them we need more technical assistance to be working on things like China's effect on democracy.
En el continente americano, solo 8 países, incluyendo 4 naciones insulares, reconocen a Taiwán. El reconocimiento de la República Popular China abarca prácticamente todo el continente.